All right, good morning, guys. It's Thursday, May 8th. And as usual, just waiting to see if we do get an entry. Either EMA rejection scalp, SAR rejection scalp or excuse me. Yeah, so at this point, similar to yesterday and the day before, we'll just wait until a trade lines up. Yes. So unfortunately today, unless we break out of this range, um, there isn't anything. There's a rejection scalp here. This persistent line here, 248. This would be 238.4. So I'll put an alert here to actually we have a bunch of them. So we have a hourly rejection, 30-minute rejection, 30-minute, 30-minute. Let me see. The 30-minute is not in the demand zone, so the others are, there's this order block down here. So I think we might get this too right here. So there's this 4 hour that would be 194. This would be 184. 184.9. So I'll put an alert here. 184.9. No, no. So, and we have the daily. So again, once you, if you do have 179, 169.9, if you do have levels that are so close to each other, probably go for the most optimal one. So right now, and we also have this hourly that just formed, but this hourly is not in a demand zone, so you can see it's in a white zone. So not keen about that. So here we have three potential buy areas. So the very first one up there, but the most optimal is this daily SCR rejection that's all the way down here. So ideally, you can pick and choose which of these entries you would want to take. You can still take all three, but if you're going to take all three, just um, make sure you adjust your risk accordingly. The best thing that could happen is a big spike to the downside that validates all three entries. But unless we get some major movement in price, we might not get that. So we'll see which here validates. Let's see, this is the 10. This is for the 4 hour. This is for the daily. Hourly, 4 hour, daily. 4 hour. Oh, all right, so we'll just wait and see if any of these levels validate then. Option support.
So, bro, do you only trade New York?
Yeah, I only trade New York.
You wonder because when I did the back test of Asia, Monday and Friday especially, I'm seeing um, especially Mondays and Fridays, the Asia session is where you have to avoid it because I saw even on NAS when you were saying even NAS that you don't trade because I did the back testing on NAS. I've seen I think in the last month I saw twice, not twice, like maybe 3 or 4 times the Asia session. Let's say it breaks the previous daily low or high, right? Um, it won't come back and sweep during the day, and you may manipulate further. Let's say um into New York, you won't get any sweep of the previous daily low or high, you know. But during Tuesday and Thursday, I would say is the best moment to trade is either London and the New York session. But Asia
Yeah.
is too,
I
yeah,
mean, again, I don't know. I trade New York, so I you know I don't know.
yeah.
I only
Mm,
trade 3 hours in a day, so yeah, I
mm,
don't know. I haven't back tested. I haven't watched price movement in New York, in London,
mm,
or in Asia, so I really don't know how
yeah.
price moves.
I would say Asia is really dangerous, like because of FX pairs. Even I did it on a few FX pairs. I saw even this Monday that just went. Was it fifth or Monday? Like on uh two FX pairs, but I saw especially on UJ Asia session never did this of the uh. Remember we've got Sydney, and then you got the Sydney session, which is basically thing, and the Asia session, and the sweep never happens. So I think on Mondays and Fridays especially, and the other one to avoid is on Thursday last week on Thursday, 6 p.m. in the UK is what in EST. The hourly candle that gets
Mm-hmm.
released, the hourly candle and the new 4 hour candle. That one, especially on Thursdays, you have to avoid. Um, especially on gold. Um, so those are the two uh, uh, places you have to avoid: Asia and hourly candle. That's 6 p.m. Even in New York PM session, basically, you have to avoid that. No wonder I've seen a lot of people. They usually trade the New York, what was it? New York AM session, the lunch session, and in the PM session, what they do is they wait for like the kill zone. The New York PM kill zone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they wait for that because usually the price will manipulate in the evening. But yeah, Asia is the worst from what I've seen. Don't get me wrong. Uh, maybe on Tuesday to Thursday you can trade the Asia session. I've seen it doesn't really manipulate as much, but it's best to just avoid. It's just best to avoid it because you can get burned a lot of times. And another day, I don't know, but I've seen it a lot of times, especially is Wednesdays. Even Wednesdays can be a bit dangerous, like the New York PM session.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what you mean by dangerous, right? For me, I don't
Well,
care.
I
Like,
mean,
I literally don't care what day of the week it is. I literally only
yeah.
trade 9:30 to 11, 1:30 to 3 every single day, other than Friday. Friday is the only day I do not trade in the afternoon. But literally, I trade Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, all of those morning sessions. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, afternoon session. That is it. I only trade 1.5 hours in the morning, 1.5 hours in the afternoon, and that's it.
Mm,
So like for me, I don't care. I don't care what day it is. I don't care what I'll still trade news events. Like, yeah, for me, it's like I know my strategy. Like it's the same thing I told you yesterday.
yeah.
The statistics I have of my strategy is over like 2 months. It has like a 65 to 70% win rate. Literally trading every setup that comes up during those two sets of hours. So like I wouldn't care whether it's what day of the week it is. I know what you're talking about. I do know like
Mm,
Friday, yeah, there's manipulation. Asia session, there is its own. So that's where you need to find out even in Asia, you need to find out, you just need confluences, right? That's why for
So,
me, even here, I'm not taking each and every SAR entry here. Like five SAR entries, five EMA entries could come up, but I'm only taking the ones that fit my confluences. So for me, what I care about is confluences and not whatever session I'm trading really, or whatever day I'm trading. There are people who do that and it works for them. For me, I've found something that works for me. But yeah, I do get what you're talking about. I've seen that in the past. And again, it just depends on the strategy you're trading.
mm, what's that? Like when it comes to ICT, uh, of course, like when I backtested, because I was watching some of the video, uh, and I did backtesting on. Now it can work. It depends, but it depends on the time. With that strategy, it will depend on the time maps. Because especially if you trade the Asia session, you're not going to really do that well. A lot of time, you just get burnt. Like if you yeah, if we trade Asia, I'll just say it's best.
Let's see.
You know what else doesn't make sense? Certain prop firms, from what I've seen, because I like with a lot of them. If you trade like FX bets, let's say you trade US 30, now the return is much higher compared to FX bet. You know what I'm trying to say?
No.
Basically, let's say you put the same lot size. You put the same lot size. You see there's a huge difference.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah, I wonder why.
You don't calculate. I mean, that doesn't make sense because
Mm.
you anyway, I don't deal with lot sizes. For me, I care about percentage. So it doesn't
No, no,
you
no.
sh
Yeah, I know.
I don't see why you would compare lot sizes across instruments that are different. I mean,
No,
even
no, yeah.
FX pairs themselves, like literally 10 lot on
Mm.
EU might be different from 10 lots on, I don't know, odd NZD. So it doesn't make
Yeah,
sense to compare based off of lot sizes.
yeah. Mm. What I've seen is those FX pairs and the cross pairs. There's a huge difference between the major pairs and the cross pairs. The return is much different. The cross pairs would be much lower than the major. Of course, maybe because you get the major pairs. Uh,
So hopefully we get, so this this level hasn't been tested yet. So if price comes back to this hourly area, which it is, but we need to go past, okay, so we need to go there. We don't want to see a rejection from here. So if we go right here, we want price to touch that zone. This is tricky. 39. This is SAR. We do not, oh shit. 239.3, 238.5. Okay, if I do get a crossover, I will take this one. It's like a bit, what? It's like half a point away. And normally when I was putting the alerts, I was just winging it a little bit. But we'll see. So if I get a green X, so whether it comes down and touches that, which would be ideal, or even from here, I will be, see. So if you plan to take all three, if they do line up, just, divvy up your risk into three separate trades so that if you lose this one, you still have an opportunity for the next. I think I'm set up here. We should be getting that crossover. Okay, should be getting that crossover any time from now. And this is a 15-minute candle. We have 5 minutes before it closes. Okay, perfect. So we did not have a. So if you're entering on the 10 point, like that was your point of entry. But for me, I normally wait for the crossover, right? So, and I'll show you the difference here. So there's the green X. So the difference is somebody like this, somebody who entered at the 10 point entered there. So for me, I am somewhere, all these notifications, somewhere here. So this is 200-ish. No, not 20. Somewhere like that. So you can see anybody who enters, say at the 10 point, you have a better or lower entry compared to somebody like me who waits for that crossover on the 5 second, which is a bit lower. So keep in mind we have 3 levels at the bottom from where we have actually 2 more levels below there. So this, for me, for the first one, I got stopped out for that one. And even if you took the 10 point, you'd have already gotten stopped out as well. So that's expected, well, not expected. It's part of the setup because we know that we have 2 more levels down here. So that's why you want to divvy up your risk between these 3. So this typically happens when you have a bunch of zones in the same area. So there was this one, which is now being tested, and then there's that one. So the most optimal one is the one at the bottom. But for me, I normally take all 3 of them. So here's the second one. And actually, the second and the third have been tested at the same time. So this is probably the last ditch one. Let's see. So again, for the 10 point, anybody who takes the 10 point, I think the 10 point was where at 41,170 without, that's if you're not waiting for a confirmation. But for me, I'm waiting for the confirmation on the 5 second time frame. So for me, I'm waiting for that crossover to happen on the 5 second, and we'll see if that comes up. All right, so there's the green X. We need that green X candle to close. And let's see if this will push up. If this, whether it loses or wins, that hopefully it wins and then just back to break even. If it loses, then that's, it's all good. This week has just been on and off, even for me, honestly. But yeah, but that one's running. But anybody who entered at the 10 point, you can see you would have already hit take profit. There's also a EMA rejection entry. So that also lined up with a EMA rejection and actually order block rejection entry 182. So this should hit, hopefully. But we are also at a EMA rejection right here and order block rejection. It can still come back down, but let's see. This other one, I need to take a screen grab of this for my journal, 41,252. Need a nice push. 41,252. This is the one that got stopped out. Based off of an hourly gold rejection support. This other one is based off of 41,194, somewhere here. All right, so there it is. This is 41,197. Almost at, so there it goes. Take profit on that, and my trailing stop has tapped out. So today, unfortunately, break even. But you can see the difference, right? So if you wait to enter, and let me record this from my journal, 41,197. I think the entry was somewhere there. Oh, you know what? Forgot to change my copier settings. It should be. Okay, that's better. Yeah, so analyzing those trades, right? So I took first trade came up here, got stopped out, right? So we had 3 trade levels. So the first one that validated was this one, got stopped out, right? If you would have taken the trade, I think the better validation came somewhere, let me see. 10 points below this was 12.9, 23. So 23. No, am I tripping? Oh, wait here. 48, so it should have been 38.7. So 38.7 somewhere. Yeah. So even if you just took it at the 10-point marker for this one, you would have gotten stopped out. Same way for me, I would have gotten stopped out here, or which I did. And then there was the most optimal level. So remember, we had three levels: this hourly level, this 4-hour level down here. This hourly level in the middle, it was in no man's land, so it did not have demand. So the only demand areas were up here and down here. So I wasn't focused on this one. So I was only focused on this one, 1, 2, and 3, right? And I did say mostly when this happens, price goes to the most, not mostly, but I think it's like almost equal probabilities. Price goes to the most optimal area. So that's why I said if you have that, you just divvy up your risk and maybe take higher risk at the bottom down here. But so for this push down here, uh, which is the reason it's best to wait for confirmation. So if you had already set a pending order 10 points below here and 10 points below here, you would have lost the first trade, the second trade, but you'd have only won the third trade because the third trade is when it got literally 180 and 170. It literally got 10 points below the threshold and then recovered from there to the upside. So, but if you had taken uh, the three levels on impulse at 10 points threshold, you would have lost two trades and won one. So right now you'd have been net negative one trade compared to somebody like me who waited for a confirmation. I only lost the first trade. The second and third trades validated at the same time. So this push down here validated the second trade and the third trade at the same time. And my validation came right here. So for me, I always wait for an entry on the 5 second. So that's why I entered here and then I won this trade. So today, unfortunately, it's a break even day. And I did say as well, on my right, we had a EMA entry. So if we look at the EMA rejection, hopefully it loads, but as we wait for it to load, this here will be, today's Thursday, so today is just break even. So one win, one loss. So that's good. At least the market is kind of trying to switch back over. Yeah, but this week I think I'm down like on my main account, probably down like 3%. Huh, 3 or 4%. So let's see if this, yeah. So for this one for the EMA rejection scalp, same thing, right? So you can see for the EMAs, which EMAs haven't been retested. So you can see we have this 15-minute EMA tube. We know it hasn't been retested because it has an X at the end of it. The EMAs that have a check mark, I'm not interested in them because I know they've already been retested. So you wait for price to come here. Same thing. You mark up the 10-point threshold. And we also have a 15-minute. We also have an order block there. So the trade that we just took that won literally validated three strategies at the same time. Validated SAR rejection, validated EMA rejection, and validated order block rejection, right? So the idea is for this whole thing is that when price gets to this an EMA that is not retested, that price will reject in whatever in the opposite direction, right? Because all these rejection scalps are counter trends. And you can see when we had that, and if I turn this off, you can see price literally came to that 10-point threshold and it ideally validated at where we entered. So if you're like me, most of the times if you wait for a confirmation, you'll kind of enter at I don't want to call it at a worse price because there's a benefit to waiting for confirmation. But my entry was about 30 points above somebody who had entered on impulse at the 10-point. But even with this outlook here, you already see that the same person who took the trade at the 10-point threshold, they would have lost two trades and won one, so they would have been down one trade. While for me, I'm currently at break even. So as much as waiting for that confirmation kind of gives you, uh, a kind of, what is it called? Pretty expensive entry. Overall, I think you'll be good, and you so long as you have like a 60-70% win rate like I do, you should be good overall. But you can see here we had that EMA rejection, and now since that EMA has been retested, you can see that X at the end of the label changed from an X to a check mark, meaning that at this point, we have no interest in trading this EMA anymore. Let's see, it's 10:23, and we'll see if, let me see if there's anything else. I really don't see anything else in particular. And this is another good thing about these rejection scalps, right? You can see the entry they give you. You get such a superior entry like at the bottom or top of ranges, because remember, rejection scalps are counter trends. So you end up getting that nice reversal point. Let's see here. What was I looking for? I was looking for the higher time frames. So higher time frames, no, we don't have anything for US 30, nothing for gold that I can see. On the 4 hour, nothing for US 30 or gold. On the daily, nothing for US 30 or gold that I can see. For the rejection scalps, unless we have so this bearish order block, we've already tested it, this hourly bearish low. So normally when I'm trading order blocks, and I think I'll stop trading order blocks as a rejection scalp, because I think order blocks are best to use as a confluence as opposed to like a scalping area. But I'll trade the order block rejection scalp this month and gather statistics on it. If it's not profitable beginning June, I'll only be trading the EMA and SAR rejection scalps. But right now, so for order blocks, the essence is that, so since I trade 9:30 to 11, I only trade the first touch of an order block between that period. So we've already touched this 30-minute bullish high and low since market open. So I wouldn't even be looking to trade it, because this market open candle tested the 30-minute bullish low and bullish high. So as much as we're coming back into that order block, I wouldn't even be testing it. And since I'm looking, since rejection scalps are counter trend, I would be, if price is moving up, I'm looking at a bearish order block. So this hourly bearish low here was tested during market open and price came back down from it. So if price comes back to this hourly bearish low, I wouldn't take it. But if price comes to the 4 hour bearish high here, 4 hour bearish high, I would be looking to take a sell on US 30 somewhere here. So what I'll do, I will put an alert for US 30, 445.3. So 10 points from that would be 455.3, somewhere there. And if price gets to this level, and I think we're in actually, never mind. These order blocks are not in a supply zone. So these order blocks are outside the supply zone. So actually no trade there, or no setup there. The only order block I would take is, we have this order blocks at the top here. So we have 10 points from this would be 77 plus 10 is 80. No, 77 plus 3 is 87.3. 87. Let's see, maybe price will get up here during the live session. I can hang around for a little more. 86.2, so this would be 96.2. So this is similar to what we had with the SARs at the bottom there. So here we have like one, two, three. We have four order blocks, but two of them are at the same level. So technically we have three trades here. So one trade would be there. So same thing. If price does, I don't think price will get. So I'll stay till like 10:45. If price does not get here by then, I'll just call it a day. But there's a selling opportunity here. And one reason I might stop trading order blocks as a rejection scalp is normally for order blocks, you have that high and low, and they're normally close to each other. So for me, I'm always looking to, when I find a new strategy or when I find a strategy, I always look to take fewer and fewer trades. So especially here where the order blocks are so close to each other, it can be a sense of what happened, like what we just saw for this EMA, I'm sorry, this SAR rejection scalp, that you might win one, lose one, or win two, lose one, or lose two and win one, where you're just in a pattern of break even. But again, what I will do, I'll take statistics for that for this month for the order block rejection scalp. If the order block rejection scalp is not profitable or is break even or even less profitable than the other two, I'll just be using the order blocks as a confluence, pretty much similar to how I use it on the other strategies as well. So there's three potential trades. We have a 15-minute SAR, 15-minute SAR here. We're in a supply zone, yes, but red flag for this 15-minute SAR is that it has formed next to a order block, right? So automatically I go ahead and filter that out. I'm not interested in taking it because I would be looking to sell at this 15-minute SAR, but there's a order block that's next to it. And this 15-minute SARs are pretty good. We haven't had them in, wait, tell me we have, never mind. We haven't had them in a while, but this 15-minute SARs, they kind of dictate movement in the market for a good amount of the day, because part of what I have seen in the past is that this 15-minute SARs, price rejects from that, especially the ones that form during market open. So price rejects from them and acts like as a reversal point. But right now we have this order block right there. So if we didn't, that would have been a nice sell to take. Gold rejection support, no entry. 15-minute US 30 rejection support. Nothing here. Um, US 30. Okay, I think US 30 will keep pumping up. Again here, if you see this big candles, these candles with the long wicks, and you can see price is coming off of all of these EMAs. So there's heavy support here on US 30. So I think US 30 will keep pumping up for the near term or for the short term. So let's see if price will get to these sell zones that are all the way up there in the next 15 minutes. If not, then that will be it for today's session. Um, Right. 15. We have a 15-minute retest of we have a retest of the 15-minute EMA here. But if we were in a if we were in a demand zone, I would be looking to take a buy here on US 30. However, right now we are pretty much in a supply zone. So, and you can see that 15-minute SCR rejection, that price is going back down. So let me see what time it is. I'll stay on for about 8 more minutes, but I don't think price will get to this selling area. I think maybe we'll get to this selling area in the afternoon session, because I don't even think it's going to get here to the 41,500 range um, before 11. And this order block area would have been a nice area to trade if we hadn't tested it previously. So unfortunately we tested it during the market open candle. If we had not, we would have taken this sell that's up here. But just need to wait or to keep waiting. Oh, what am I looking for? Yes, it's about 10:40. I really don't see anything else happening right now, so think this will be it for the session. Um, yeah, so this this will be it for the session. So here are the two trades we took today. First one supposed to be just a 1% loss, so about 2,000, but that big slippage or spike to the downside just ended up going a little bit over that. And then this is the second trade that I took that won. So due to the slippage up there, depending on when you exited or if you got slippage, you might be just a little bit under break even. Yeah, but this week has been pretty not the best week for me. I think, yeah, yesterday I had like, after we left the live session, I think I took one trade around FOMC or two. Yeah, that ended up losing. So yeah, this week has not been the best, but the last week and past few weeks, uh, those profits were should be able to cover any losses. And there's still tomorrow, and I still do have the afternoon session that I'll be trading as well. So still not done for the day or for the week yet. But hopefully, if this week is this terrible, for me that is, maybe looking forward to the next few weeks as well. But other than that, I will see you guys. Tomorrow we won't have a live session. I do have something to do in the morning, so I will see you guys next week. If you guys have any questions, you can send them in the Discord.